Part 2, Understanding Synthetic Division. Let's divide negative 3x plus 4x squared plus 2 by a linear polynomial, x plus 1, in two different ways. We're going to first do long division, and then we'll do synthetic division, and we can see how they are similar. So first long division, we have x plus 1 into, I'm going to write this in the descending order of powers, and always do that when you're doing division. Write it in descending order. So we're going to write it as 4x squared minus 3x plus 2. Now we're going to divide. So what times x is 4x squared? That would be 4x. And then we multiply that 4x by x plus 1. So 4x times x is 4x squared. And 4x times 1 is 4x. Then the next step in long division is to subtract. 4x squared minus 4x squared is 0. Negative 3x minus 4x is negative 7x. Don't forget to subtract, and then we are bringing down the next term, which is plus 2. Now, what times x is negative 7x? That would be negative 7. And then we multiply negative 7 times x plus 1. So negative 7 times x is negative 7x. Negative 7 times 1 is negative 7. And then we subtract. Negative 7x minus a negative 7x is 0. And 2 minus a negative 7 becomes 2 plus 7, which is 9. Don't forget you're subtracting the negative 7x and the negative 7. We're subtracting both. Okay, so we have our polynomial, negative 3x plus 4x squared plus 2, divided by our x plus 1 equals our quotient, and then plus 9 over x plus 1. Okay, that's long division. Now let's try synthetic division, and we're going to leave the long division here, and we're going to compare how the two match up. Now, synthetic division only works if we're dividing some polynomial by a linear polynomial. So our divisor is linear. We have x minus c. In this case, we have x plus 1, or x minus a negative 1 is what we're dividing by. So for synthetic division, to set it up, I'm going to put a negative 1 in a little box here. If x minus a negative 1, so negative 1 goes in that box. And then I'm going to write just the coefficients of the polynomial I'm dividing into. But I'm going to write these in descending order again. So the leading coefficient is 4, and then negative 3 and 2. So the good thing about synthetic division is it's less writing. We don't have to keep writing the variable, which might make it slightly less likely that you'll make a mistake. Okay, so this is our setup. Now let's do the synthetic division. The first thing you're going to do is bring down that first number. So we're going to bring down the 4. And then we're going to multiply the number in the box by that number I just wrote down. So negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Then instead of subtracting like we do in long division, we're going to add. Negative 3 plus negative 4 is negative 7. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to multiply the number in the box by that negative 7. So negative 1 times negative 7 is 7, and then add, and we get 9. So we can see the similarities here between the synthetic division and the long division. With the synthetic division, we have some numbers here. Now we need to write the variables. We started with an x squared, so a degree 2 polynomial. We divided by an x, so our degree is going to go down by 1. So we started with an x squared, so now we have an x to the first power. So we have 4x minus 7 with a remainder of 9. Use synthetic division to divide 2x cubed minus x squared plus 4 by x minus 3. So similar to what we did before, the 3 goes in the box. We have an x minus 3 is our divisor, so I put the 3 in the box. And then I'm going to write the coefficients of the dividend in descending order of the exponents. So I have 2x cubed minus 1x squared plus 0x plus 4. Don't forget to put a 0 in for the missing terms, or this will not work. So we have no x term up here, so I'm going to put a 0 in the place of the x term. Then the first step, to bring down that 2, and then multiply that number by the number in the box. So 3 times 2 is 6. Add, negative 1 plus 6 is 5. Should be a plus 5 there. Then we multiply that 5 by the number in the box. 3 times 5 is 15. Add, we get 15. Then 3 times 15 is 45. Add 4 plus 45 is 49. So we've done the synthetic division. Now to write our answer, we have 2x cubed minus x squared plus 4 divided by x minus 3 equals our answer. We started with an x cubed and we divided by an x, so now we've depressed it down to 2x squared. So I have 2x squared, which comes from this 2, plus 5x plus 15, and a remainder of 49.